Hello everybody, what's up? It's Secret Eat Man, and I'm finally back to teach you how to code. Now, in this tutorial, it is a Mac tutorial only. The Windows tutorial will be coming out a bit later. And we're going to be learning how to code in Java. And Java is a powerful coding language that even Minecraft was made in. Yeah, good old Minecraft. And I will be making more Minecraft videos. Don't worry. Though I do have a new Windows, so I'll probably be playing on there. Um, so anyway, a coding language just tells the computer what to do. Lines and lines of confusing code tells the computer what to do, and that just gets compiled. We call it turned into binary, which is the language of the computers, and that's what the computers actually understand, and that's how the code can actually be run and actually work. So anyway, let's just unselect that. You want to download Java first things first if you're gonna code in Java. So you'll just go to this link. It's in the description below, or www.oracle.com/java/technology/java se-downloads.html, and just press return or enter, whatever you want to call it. And let's click JDK download in the center of the screen to go to the downloads page. Great. Now that you are at the download screen page, let's scroll down a bit, and we want to download Mac OS installer because we're on Mac. So just click this link. It might be a bit different if you're from the future. Let's just click that, and you'll need to accept Oracle Technologies network license agreement for Oracle Java SE. That's tongue twister. If you can't download it. You can read the agreement here. But anyway, you'll have to click this, and then you'll be able to download. So go ahead, download Java now. Now I have already downloaded it, so I won't be doing that step-by-step of a tutorial. But it's pretty straightforward. If you know how to download stuff on a Mac, it's easy. So once you have Java downloaded, we'll want to head over to our terminal. And to do that, you can press Control Space to open up the Spotlight search, which just lets us search for applications and folders and stuff. And we'll just write terminal. The terminal should be selected, this application. You can just double click that, and you have your terminal open. So inside your terminal, we'll want to tell the computer, the computer a couple commands. So we'll just write mkdir. This makes a new directory, and make sure it looks exactly the same, all lowercase, mkdir, space, and we'll do hello world. That will just make a new directory called hello world. And a directory is just like the desktop directory, or like the documents directory, the applications directory. Anyway, just make a new directory now to store our code in, then press enter to make it. Now that we have our directory, we'll need to actually move into it. So we'll use the cd command, and we'll write hello world, and it will have to be exactly the same as the name of your directory, so make sure it looks the same. And in case you're wondering if you're navigating to a folder or something, you'd have to start by the directory, then the folder, and everything else. But it's always just cd, all lowercase. Then press return. Now that you're inside the hello world directory, you should see hello world somewhere on the new line generated. And we'll actually make our file to write all our Java code in. So that's touch hello world.java, like that. You need the .java to tell the computer that this is the Java file to write Java code in. Touch just makes a new Java file, and hello world, hello world is the name of your Java file. So let's just press return. Now that we have a new Java file, it's empty. Let's change that. Nano is the command to edit a file. We'll just write hello world, .java. So again, nano edits. You need the .java at the end because this is the full name. And yeah, so just click at the end, press return, and you're ready to edit your code, your file. Okay, now that we have a file, let's write some code. So let's write public, and I'll explain all of this in a moment. Class hello world. Yeah, I spelled that right. And it has to be exactly how I write it. Java is case sensitive, and we're writing in Java, as this says right here, .java. And then we're gonna put an extra space, and we want squiggly brackets. Now, to make a squiggly bracket, we'll just do Shift and then the key to the right of your P key, the open square bracket key. But since we're pressing Shift and press that, it'll be a squiggly bracket. We'll press Return twice to make some space, and then the key next to the right of P, close square bracket. You'll want to press Shift and that. And I'll explain this in a moment. So what is this? Public just means that, well, first of all, a class in Java is basically something to hold all your code. And like bigger projects have lots of classes. Like Java has a item class, then a sword class, and a bow class, an armor class, mob class, player class, and your main class to run all the code. But we'll only be using one class in this tutorial. So, but public is just saying other classes can access this class and call methods from this, which we'll be getting to in a moment. Class means that this is a class, and hello world is the name of this class. And everything after this first squiggly bracket and before this second squiggly bracket is part of the class. So let's actually write some code. So I'll use the up arrow key to move inside. You can't really click around. You can only use the arrow keys. And we'll press 2 spaces because we're going to be using indentation. And indentation is just makes code easier to read. So again, that's just 2 spaces because normally I would use tab, but it's a really big tab in the terminal. So let's just 2 spaces, and we want to create a method. And I'll explain all of this again after this step. So public, all lowercase, remember Java's case sensitive, static void main, all lowercase, string with a capital S, and then the square bracket keys that you've been using for the squiggly brackets with the shift, just press them without a shift. And then space args, we want to close our bracket, make another squiggly bracket, 2 lines down, 2 spaces, so this is aligned, and another squiggly bracket. And I'll explain all of this in a moment. So there's something in Java called a method, or methods, and they're basically a set of instructions to tell the computer what to do. So why not just write the commands um, out and tell the computer to do those commands? Well, it's because what if you wanted to tell the computer to do the same code over and over again? That's what methods are for. You wouldn't have to write out all those commands again. You just have to write the method name out, um, and a couple other stuff. But we'll be getting to that in a later video. Um, so so public means that this method can be accessed by outside classes. We'll get to static in a later video, but just know for now that we need this in this method. Void is just telling the computer that this method won't give the function caller, the method caller, the person who called this method, any values to use. That's what void means. Main is the name of this method, and this is a parameter. Now, in coding, a parameter is basically just like, what if you wanted to have your set of instructions make a sandwich? But what if you wanted to be able to choose what kind of sandwich you made? Well, that's what parameters are for. You just put in a parameter when you're calling it. You say what kind of sandwich you want. And then your method will use those parameters, if you code it right, to make your sandwich. Now that we know what this is doing, oh, and again, everything after this first curly bracket and before the last is part of this method. So we'll use our up arrow key to go in, and it bumped my cursor. Wow, I got my cursor to go big. And we'll do 4 spaces, so we're indented properly. And we'll actually write what this method will do. We'll write system.out.println, just like I did. Capital S, everything else lowercase. And this is calling a method from system.out. The dots just mean go inside of. And this method has one parameter, that's what you're going to be printing. And I don't think I said this before, but what we're going to be doing for now is just printing a message to the console. So the way to do that is by inside, we'll open up a bracket. Then inside of that, we'll open up a curly bracket. Quotation marks. That's just shift and the key to the left of enter. We'll write what we want to print out. So, hello world. And then we'll close our quotation mark, just the same key, shift, key to the left of return, close bracket, and a semicolon. And you need semicolons at the end of any command in Java, and this is a command. Now, there's something special about this main function, main method. It's called at the start of your program. It's something Java does automatically. It calls the main method at the start of your program. So that's what's special about it. So now that you have this code in, let's save it with Control X. And I am on a Mac. It's not Command X. It's Control X. And then you'll get a yes or no to save modified buffer, whatever that is. It's just asking if you want to save this file. If you type N, then it'll delete this file. And if you type Y, it's going to save it. So I just typed Y. We'll press return to our terminal. So now that you've returned to the terminal, it's time to compile our code. So like I said earlier, compiling code just turns the code into something the computer can read. So we'll write Java C, that stands for Java compiler, I think. So all lowercase. Hello world.java, and you still need the .java. This is the last time you'll need the .java, because we need to tell it exactly the file we're going to compile. And we don't have to do the CD or anything, because remember, we're already inside hello world. See? Hello world. So we'll press return to take a moment, and then it should say nothing. And that means you've compiled your code, and you can just write Java hello world without the .java to run it. So I'm going to press return, and you see it says hello world. That is the end of the tutorial. No, there's one more thing. Let's just close out of terminal, get the spotlight back with command space, and you can search actually the name of your directory, hello world, and it should have it right here. It should have the little folder icon. Double click it, and it'll open itself for you in Finder, and you'll see you have all your other files and directories. I forgot the word for a moment. And this is your hello world directory that you made. And if you click on in your .java file, you'll see all the code you wrote, maybe a bit squished. And you can actually delete this hello world folder directory if you don't want to take up space. But I just wanted to show you how to find it. And this .class is the compiled version of your code, and it'll actually open it. Well, actually, you can't really open it. If you wanted to, you could look inside of your Java file with whatever you want to, like whatever application. And I actually have this. Oh well, I can just press OK. I have this special software for writing code in. So right here, you see I opened it up and it kind of color codes itself. And that's why it's best normally to use a special software. Nope, don't want an update. But for now, the terminal is also a great place to code. So in the next episode, I'll either be teaching you more about Java or how to download a good software to write Java in. So, again, if you want